Hey guys, welcome back to Almost Every Monday. I'm Katie.
And I'm Madison.
And we're here to catch you up on what you missed this week.
Yeah.
Madison, how are we doing? How was your morning?
Good. Busy. Saw some friends while we were in town. Went to church and lunch. Nothing crazy. Do we want to do our vibe check?
Yes. Let's do our vibe check.
So we're going to do favorite thing we did, eating and drinking, watching, listening, reading.
Yes.
Favorite thing I did last weekend? Was that last weekend? I went to Rock Hill to see friends, and last minute ended up at the Panthers game, which was pretty fun. I'd never been to an NFL game. This was my first time in Bank of America Stadium, and it was really fun. We were way up in the nosebleeds, and yeah, it was really fun and cold.
Yeah, Bank of America is interesting. I mean, I guess it's like kind of 50-50 on stadiums, whether they're like enclosed or not, but it's not enclosed, which is just like funny. So you're just kind of taking whatever weather is outside.
Yeah, and it got real cold once the sun went down. It was like probably 30s, 40s maybe, I think. But we were all bundled up, and it was really funny. We had a good time. Eating and drinking. I think while I was in Rock Hill, I've been into chai lately. I think I've talked about that.
Yes.
And while I was in Rock Hill, I went to a coffee shop, and one of their holiday options was a gingerbread chai, which I'd never had before, and it was so good. It was incredible. And now I've gotten like 3 more since then.
No.
And the other day when I went to Starbucks, because Jenna Palick, I don't know how to say her last name.
I feel like it's Palick, but Palick sounds better, so I don't know.
Anyways, she's an influencer that I follow. She posted like one of those Starbucks gift card things on her story, and it had like $125 or something like that, and she was just like, happy, I think it was like Giving Tuesday, like, buy yourself a coffee and pay for the person behind you, have a great day, whatever. And I was like, this is bad, but I was driving when I saw it, and I was like, I wonder how far the closest Starbucks is to me, because I was like in the middle of a bigger city than where we live, and I was like, yeah, there's gotta be one pretty close. And so I like,
where were you? Like, what exit were you near?
No, I was like fully in Alpharetta.
Oh, you were in Alpharetta.
Yeah.
I thought you were in Woodstock for some reason.
And so I like, at the next red light, I like changed my map to get me to the nearest Starbucks, and it was like 2 minutes away, and I was like, let's go. But I was so nervous because somebody I used to follow used to do this all the time, like every Friday or something. They would post, but it'd be like different times of the day, so that you never knew when it was coming. I don't remember who did it, and that's really weird that I can't remember, but and it used to go like super quick, and she would always like post like, okay, Starbucks taken, blah, blah, like have a great Friday or whatever it was. And so I was like really nervous that it would be gone by the time I got there, even though it was like 7 minutes later or something that I actually was ordering.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I mean, a lot of people follow Jenna.
Yeah.
And like the odds of people like being at a Starbucks working or studying on a Friday or a Tuesday, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, she probably does have a large college following, so.
Yeah. And so I was like, I don't know. And I like got up to the window and like, I was like, can you see if this will work? And the girl like scanned it, and she was being so funny. Like, when I was just ordering a chai, because that's what I usually get. And I didn't know if they had gingerbread or not, because I don't usually get the like Christmas
But I was
drinks.
with you, and I got gingerbread.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, you did, because I didn't like it.
Oh, well, it wasn't committed to memory then. And so as I was ordering, she was like, oh my gosh, have you tried the gingerbread chai? And I was like, I haven't had it here yet. Is it good? And she was like, yeah, it's so good. I think you should try it. And it already comes with oat milk. Or, yeah, I think it was oat milk. And I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. That would be so perfect. Thank you so much. She's like, yeah, girl, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. And I was like, okay. And so then when I got to the window and I was scanning the thing, I was like, can you just see if this works? And she's like, oh, it worked, girl. Oh my gosh, okay, just give it a minute and they'll make your drink. And I was like, okay, cool. And so then I was sitting there and nobody was in line behind me when I was ordering and nobody was pulling around behind me. And so I was like, oh man, like, I was kind of excited to try and buy somebody else's coffee. But, like, I was feeling a little guilty at that point because I was like, oh, she did say to buy somebody's coffee.
Yeah, but if there was
nobody was behind me. And so then as I'm sitting there waiting, she, like, comes, brings my drink out, and then a car pulls in behind me. And it was like, I turned back to her. She was like, okay, have a great day, bye. And I was like, wait, excuse me? I was just like, can you see if this will work for the car behind me? I want to pay for them too. And she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's see if it'll work. He's having such a bad day. Oh my gosh. He was so mean. And I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, it worked, yay, okay, thank you so much, you're such a queen, oh my gosh. And I was like, girl, stop. I was like,
not with her own money.
I know, literally. She was so sweet though, and like, it was so funny, and then the coffee itself was great, and I was like, what a great experience.
Maybe I'll try the gingerbread chai, because does chai have caffeine in it?
I don't know.
Here's my issue with chai is that I like it. I've had it before and I do like it. My issue is that I can't get myself to buy coffee if it's not going to do something for me, aka give me a caffeine boost. Like the thought of getting a decaf coffee makes me just not want to get coffee at all. Like I don't want to spend my money on that. Like that feels pointless to me.
Okay,
I'd rather just get ice cream.
Fair. 2 thoughts. One, I mean, I don't really drink coffee, and so it's just a fun drink for me, and so it's like almost placebo.
But you're like a drink person.
Yeah, and so it's like, in my head, all of it is gonna give me caffeine, or like make me
it is caffeine.
More excited.
It has as much caffeine as like
like a chai latte.
Well, it has like 40 milligrams of caffeine for 8 ounces. 60 milligrams caffeine for 8 ounces. So I'm like, which is probably around the amount if you got like a grande chai at Starbucks. It probably only has 8 ounces of actual chai in it. I guess if you got a venti, it'd be bigger. So that's like I think that's like not that much lower than how much like a regular old cup of coffee is.
Okay.
So that makes sense. Do people get hot chai?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try the gingerbread
you can get,
chai
like,
because
plain chai tea, or you can do a
true.
chai latte. I do the chai latte.
Yeah, because I guess you don't remember this, but when we went on like we got coffee before work one morning, and it was I got a gingerbread latte because I used to get gingerbread a lot, but then I switched to sugar cookie at Starbucks, and it was bad. Like it literally tasted like dirt.
Yeah.
Also subject to the fact that the Starbucks that we go to, and I don't love that one.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Maybe I should go to the one.
Because it's inside of, yeah. Yes. Second, I don't really like Starbucks chai as much as I do other, like smaller coffee shops.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Theirs are always better.
Maybe I'll go to Valor and try their chai. I'm sure theirs is great.
Yeah. Anywhere probably is better.
Alma. Yeah, that's so interesting. Anyway, well, I'm glad that it was good, and I'm glad it was free.
Chai. It was free, and I hopefully cheered the guy up behind me who was having a bad day. Okay, watching, listening, reading. I listened to Kylie Kelsey's podcast.
Oh, you did? I wanted to.
Most of it as I was cooking dinner the other night. And it was good. She reminds me a lot of our friend Kendall. Yeah. The way she, like, just talks about her kids and, like, I don't know. Her, like, demeanor seems really similar to Kendall.
I saw a clip of her being, like, it's very obvious. Somebody, I guess, did she do, like, a Q&A or something?
Yeah, kind of.
Because the clip I saw was, like, somebody was, like, it's very obvious that when Jason is recording, you're watching the kids. So when you're recording, does Jason watch the kids? And she was like, no.
Yeah.
She was like, absolutely not. He's a great dad, but he's a horrible scheduler.
Yeah.
And he could tell me a million times that he's going to be home when I'm leaving. And I don't like, and then he won't actually be there because he forgot he had something to do.
Yeah.
And so she was like, I always schedule childcare, and sometimes Jason is actually home when he says he's going to be, and then it's just him and the babysitter and whatever.
Yeah, I think she's hilarious. So I'm excited.
What's she talking about on there?
She said that she was going to talk about pregnancy because she's pregnant with her fourth.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I kind of forgot she's pregnant.
Just like general life. I think, like, sports, all the things that she's into. So, yeah, it feels maybe less structured than Jason and Travis's podcast.
Yeah,
how it's, like, just sports that week. Whereas hers feels more, like, topical of whatever she's thinking or seeing online that week.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But she's fun, so I listened to that. Watched. I was telling my friend at lunch. They asked me what I was watching recently, and I explained what I watched yesterday.
Wait, what did you watch yesterday?
Well, multiple things. So, started with Abbott Elementary, and then the Sabrina Carpenter Christmas Netflix special came out. And then I watched Pop Culture Jeopardy. The first 3 episodes are out.
Oh, I'll be watching that.
And then I watched Inglourious Basterds.
Oh. I thought you were going to bring up Handmaid's Tale.
No, I didn't.
Sorry to expose you.
I have been watching that as well. But I was just like, oh yeah, I just kind of laid around all day and watched TV and did crafts. And she's like, oh my gosh, what'd you watch? And I was like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's a little all over the place.
I'm so dead. That's so funny.
Yeah. Because, well, I mean, the other stuff was pretty on brand for me. But then I was trying to find a movie or something to watch as I ate dinner and finished out my craft. And that one popped up, and I had heard of it, and obviously there's a lot of big names in it, and, or I guess a few big names, not a lot. And yeah, it's a Tarantino, and so I was I'm so curious. I've never
watched it because when it came out,
yeah.
I wonder what year it came out, because when it came out, it was peak, I had access to the internet, but seeing the word bastard in front of me was I shouldn't be looking at that. I remember seeing an ad for it on YouTube and being I should not be watching this ad. I wonder what year it came out.
Oh, that's
Had
funny.
to be 2007, 2008.
I have no idea. But it was
2009. Close.
There you go. It was pretty good. It felt similar.
Isn't it about war?
Yeah, it's about World War II.
I don't watch that stuff.
The Nazis.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm not watching that.
Yeah, you would hate it. I can tell you that. It's really gory. But I feel I walked away similar to the same feeling I walked away from Oppenheimer. Of there were just scenes that it was just a conversation and it went on for 10 minutes. And I get it's art and
I don't
build
get
up and whatever. But I was just that is so, the opening scene is this dairy farmer, and this Nazi officer comes to talk with him. He's new in the role, and he's comes to ask questions about the guy's neighbors and where they've a few families that they're accounted for, but then there's one family that's disappeared off the face of the earth a year ago. And so he's asking him all these questions and asking him the ages of all the people in the family and all this, and it's can you get me a glass of milk? Yes. Pours a glass of milk. Do you mind if I smoke my pipe? All this stuff.
Good Lord.
Where it literally takes 10 minutes, and then they switch to English because the family that's in hiding doesn't know English, obviously, and they're talking, and he's where are they hiding? Under the floorboards. Yeah, point out where. Okay, awesome. Now we're about to go switch back. to French, I think they were speaking. And I want you to play along as if this conversation didn't just happen. And then he, like, brings in the other soldiers that were waiting outside, and they just, like, blow up the whole house, basically.
Lord. No, I'm not watching
and
that.
It was just like, what just happened? Like, it was just, like, 10 minutes long of them just, like, casually talking, drinking glasses of milk and smoking their pipes. And then all of a sudden they're just like, bah! And their whole house just gets shot up. I was like, what? I was like,
Good
what's going
Lord,
on?
No.
But, yeah, closer to the end, I was like, okay, is their plan gonna work? Is it not? Like, what's happening? And there were actually some plot points that surprised me, so I'll give Tarantino his credit, I guess. He stumped me.
He stumped you, huh?
Okay, that was a lot of rambling.
What did you do? My favorite thing I did, I went to Boone this weekend. This is long story short. My sister moved to Florida this summer, and she works at a dog boarding place, so she can't come home, or she couldn't come home for Thanksgiving, can't come home for Christmas because she works at a dog boarding place. I feel like I've said this on the podcast before, but so she came home this weekend because this is the weekend she could get off work. She's also going to Banff for New Year's, so just whatever. And so I went back to Boone this weekend. I just got back today. And we went to this place called Venture, and it's 2 stories. And so the upstairs is like this, like, it has like fancier like chocolates and fudge upstairs and like desserts, and then downstairs it's like this whole like chocolate and wine lounge. So it's so cool, and like it's very like modern looking. Like it was really cool, and they have like a whole wine list. They have like a bunch of chocolates, a bunch of desserts that you can get. They have like, this was so random, but like they didn't have a full bar, but they had like all of the, like, you could get basically any type of like whiskey or bourbon or scotch, or you could get an espresso martini or an Irish coffee, or there was like one other like coffee-ish liquor drink, and then they have like charcuterie and stuff. So it was like awesome. It was just like everything you need for me and like Jackson didn't come with me, but like for me and Jackson, that's all we need in like a cocktail bar, because I'll drink an espresso martini all night, and their espresso martini was great, and Jackson will drink bourbon, so it was perfect. But I went with my mom and my sister and 2 of her friends, and it was really good. So that was my favorite thing I did, because it was just like cool, and I was with my mom, so she paid. But, and then eating or drinking. Okay, first off, for eating, I'm getting bored of what we're eating for dinner every night. So if you have like, if you're listening and you have like something that you're like, oh my gosh, we make this for dinner, or I make this for dinner and I really like it, can you text me it, please? Thank you. Or DM it to the Instagram. For drinking, I have been really, really, really wanting to try a gin martini, because I really like gin. I don't know anything about martinis outside of an espresso martini or like a dessert martini. So I was like, I really want to try a gin martini. And I tried it and I hated it. So I just had to say that I did drink that. That was what I was drinking. And I didn't like it. So.
Bummer.
I have not been reading anything, so nobody asked me what I'm reading. I've been reading the same book for like 4 weeks. Listening. I just started listening to The Toast.
Is
with
that
Jackie and Claudia Ostry?
okay?
Ostry? Ostry. I don't know. I think it's Ostry.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. Okay, I'm obsessed. I knew that it existed. I knew it was pop culture-ish, and I knew it was 5 days a week, or like multiple days a week. And when I heard that it was multiple days a week, I assumed it was really short, like 15 to 20 minutes. And I'm not into 15 to 20 minute podcasts. Like, your podcast has to be at least 45 minutes consistently for me to listen to it. Like, I'm not getting, because like, what are you talking about in a 30-minute podcast? Probably not telling me anything about your personal life, and that's what I want to know. And you're probably talking about one specific niche subject, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So like, all the podcasts I listen to are at least like 45 minutes. But I like clicked on it because I drove all the way to Boone on Friday, and it was like late, and I was really trying to find things I wanted to listen to. And I clicked on the toast and I listened to like 3 of their episodes. I was like, oh, they're hilarious. First off, like they're so funny. And they like talk about things that I like am interested in listening to. And it's like an hour. So I'm like, this is crazy that you guys put out an hour-long podcast 5 days a week. Like that's actually clinically insane. Crazy. Jeez. But I mean, like, thank you. Like I'm receiving that and I'm appreciative. So yeah, that's my vibe check. Me and Jackson are watching Daisy Jones and the Six slowly. So it's my second time watching. Mm-hmm. And I'm just obsessed with Sam Claflin. Like, I have nothing else to say about it. Like, I love that man. I love that man so much. Mm-hmm. And I would watch anything he's in without a doubt. Like, that he's one of those people for me. Like, I would watch anything he's in. Mm. And I love him. So we're watching that. And it's fun that Jackson's watching it. It's just, like, so well made. And it, like, makes me sad so that, good. Like... There's not going to be a second season because it wouldn't make any it doesn't make any sense. Like it is what it is, and that's awesome. But it is just really great. So
yeah, I often think about how they were planning to do a tour after the show was released, and then it was the writer's strike, and so they couldn't.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the writer's strike fault. I just thought they didn't want to.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway, yep, I'm rewatching that. So.
Love. Okay. We went and saw Wicked.
We've both seen it twice. Right?
No, I've only seen it once.
No. No, you saw it with your mom and your brother.
No.
You went to the movies though?
Yeah, we saw Moana. Oh. And it was just my brother.
What? You did not tell me that you went to go see Moana. When you said I went to the movies, I just... Have you even seen the first Moana?
Yes. What?
That doesn't really seem like you.
Yeah.
You're not you when you watch Moana. Okay, anyway, I've seen it twice. I guess Madison's only seen it once.
But I think me and my roommates are going to go see it on Tuesday.
Well, first off...
Which, obviously, you're invited.
Madison just really likes to not invite me to things, but I was actually already invited, so I don't need. I don't need you to invite me because I was already invited. I'm not going. But
I didn't even know it was a for sure thing. And then at lunch, Reed asked me if I was going on Tuesday. He said, "Are you going on Tuesday?" And I said, "To what?"
Because what day did you not work this week?
Saturday, Sunday.
There was
Monday, Tuesday.
I mean,
I was off till Tuesday.
Then that doesn't make any sense.
Oh no, I was off on Tuesday.
Because one day at lunch, we all talked about going. Were you sitting there? Maybe. I don't remember you being there, but it doesn't make sense you wouldn't have been there. Anyway, so we talked about going, but I think Tati might be en route to see it right now because she texted me at 3:30 and said, I have the urge to go watch Wicked. Waiting until Tuesday is torture. Tati's she's only seen it once?
Maybe. I don't know. She saw it at home.
And I said, I think you should honor your urges. I unfortunately can't go Tuesday anymore. And then, yeah. Also, me and her are supposed to watch Footloose tomorrow if you want to do that with us. Let's track her. Let's see where she is. Anyway, yeah, I just thought that was funny. But I've seen it twice. Madison's seen it once.
Yes, but I've seen enough of it.
She's still at home, so maybe she hasn't.
Again on TikTok.
So true.
No. Yeah, she was home when I got home, so I guess she didn't go.
There's still time in the day.
There is still time today. Okay, so... I think we talked about it last time.
We talked about the
promo and like what our thoughts were leading up to it. I will say I really liked it first. For not knowing a lot of the storyline.
Outside of the whiteboard lady.
Yeah, I think it was really great. And I think, like, visually, it was really great.
Yeah.
I don't know that I love... This might get me canceled.
God, here we go.
The casting.
What? Of who?
Cynthia and Ariana.
You don't like either of them?
I don't know.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I think that you should see it again, which I guess you're going to.
Yeah.
Because... when I watched it the first time, Cynthia, I don't really know her as well. I've never seen her in anything else. Like, I know that she has credentials. I'm not trying to say that she hasn't been in anything. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying for me personally, I haven't watched her in anything. And so for me, it was really easy for me to view her as Elphaba. And then for Ariana, I didn't really view her as Glinda until like after Popular, which is like so late into the movie. And so I was just like looking at it and I was like, this is just Ariana on my screen. But then because then after Popular, I was like during Defying Gravity and like when they were in the Emerald City, I was like, yes, okay, this is Glinda. Like I'm no longer being like, this is like in my head. Yeah. This is Ariana. So then when I went to go see it the second time, I was like fully immersed and I was fully bought into like, okay, this is Glinda. So then like for all the beginning stuff, it just like made it a lot better. Yeah. I mean, maybe you're not going to feel like that after the second one, but like, because I didn't dislike them being cast as it. I just was like, I'm seeing Ariana Grande. She's not melting into this like role. Like I'm just seeing Ariana Grande. But then the second time I didn't feel that way.
Yeah. It's not that I disliked either of them, really. Like, I think, like, they did great. Obviously, their vocals are insane, and I could never. I don't know, I think maybe it's, like, seeing other people do these roles so much.
Like on Broadway?
Like, I don't know.
I think I feel the opposite. I think having seen so many of the people that have played both of them on Broadway, like in like, not actually on Broadway, but in like YouTube clips and stuff, I'm like, nobody else really feels like Glinda and Elphaba except for Ariana and Cynthia since Adina and what the heck is that Kristen. Oh my gosh, I kept wanting to say Gwyneth Paltrow, even though I knew that wasn't true.
They did both star on Glee.
Yeah. I just like, I think seeing all the people in the middle, I'm like, none of those people are really doing it for me. But I think that's also like placebo and time and place and like I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the current Elphaba on Broadway, Mary Kay Morrissey, I really like her and like follow her on TikTok. And I think she's really great. I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry they didn't do it for you. They did it for me, so I thought it was great. I mean, I've been obsessed with Wicked since I was like 8 years old, so I was very much anticipating this movie coming out, and it was awesome. I think that both the times that I've seen it, I've just been like in shock the whole time. Like the first time I was like shaking half the movie, and then the second time, like I think I was so looking for like these specific moments that like I had like then re-seen on TikTok, and like people like I listened to Eli Rallo's like 5-part like review on it before I watched before I watched it the second time. And, like, the second time, I had been listening to all the songs because I didn't listen to any of the songs before we went to go see it the first time. Yeah. I think that I've seen a lot of people say, I don't understand this, and I'm not, please hear me loud and clear. I'm not a movie critic. I wouldn't even say I'm, like, a movie junkie. I'm really not. But the people online that are saying that like the coloring is off. Have you been seeing that? There are people that are saying that Wicked looked like it was desaturated, like that, like it wasn't as colorful as they would have wanted it to be. And I was like, I didn't feel that way.
I feel like it was really colorful.
And like, yeah, I thought the poppy fields were colorful. Like Munchkin Land was colorful. I thought Shiz wasn't that colorful, but it was very like extravagant and like exactly what I would have thought it looked like. And like the Emerald City was like, I think that people were saying like it could have been more like wanderlustful. I don't know, like would have been more like grandiose. And then John M. Chu was like, well, he like responded to like all of this like criticism, which I think is crazy. Yeah. And he was like, well, I was trying to like, he was like, my vision was for it to not be this like mystical land, for it to be something that you could envision yourself in. And I was like, well, that's a dumb thing to say, because it should be fantastical, but then at the same time I'm like, I thought it was, so I just like think the whole thing's so weird, like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe people are just like comparing it to Wizard of Oz, which was in Technicolor, and so everything like the colors were really bright.
Yeah, but also with the Wizard of Oz, like, first off, I wouldn't call the Wizard of Oz tasteful. Like, I just rewatched it before I watched. Well, I rewatched it before I watched Wicked the second time, and because the first time I tried to watch it before I saw Wicked, the first time I fell asleep, and so I'm just like, it's like. How colorful it is then too much and it's corny, but that's also because it was made in 1940. Like, and also I think that it seems more colorful. I mean, it is because it's in Technicolor, but like it also seems more colorful because you're going from sepia tone, whatever, I don't care what it's called, into full color. So I'm like, well, yeah. This movie never started off in black and white. I don't know. I think it's a stupid criticism.
Yeah, I did hear John M. Chu posted on his Twitter and was like, tell the theater to turn the volume up to 6.7. That's the optimal volume level. Most theaters are playing it at 5.5 or whatever it was.
What? Like, that's the stuff where I'm like, we're splitting hairs. It was a good movie. Let's move on. Like, I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. But... yeah, I'm like, I think it was good. Though I did think it was quiet.
Really?
A little bit. Like, compared to, like, an action movie that's, like, shaking the place.
I don't watch action movies. I hate them.
Okay, but if you walk past a theater that's playing an action movie and you're, like, hearing it rattle the whole
Well, I guess we should have walked up to the management and said, turn it up to 6.7.
I know. I don't know. Because, like, when the first song started, I was like...
I didn't feel that way.
Okay, maybe I'm going deaf, so... I don't know.
Well, I usually feel like I'm the one with hearing issues, so that's just funny. I don't know. Watching it the second time, I feel like I got to digest it more, so I'm excited for you to watch it a second time. I really, really like the first, like, from the second it opens until the end of No One Mourns the Wicked. I love that whole scene. And also, I have seen people... I want to maybe hear your opinion on this. My sister texted me, Jane, before she saw it, and she was like, I'm going to see Wicked. I'm excited, but I'm mad that I'm getting, like, I can't remember exactly what she said. Let me just pull up the text. She said, like, never mind. She FaceTime me. She didn't text me. She was like, I feel like I'm getting gypped from seeing Amanda Seyfried in this role. And I said, no, because Amanda Seyfried...
she's not... the right age range.
First off, there's so many things. I'm like, Amanda Seyfried, you're not, like, I love him. Please, I love Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia 2 is, like, one of my favorite movies ever. But I'm like, you don't have, like, the vocal range that's needed for Glinda. And she, like, posted this video of her singing Popular, or maybe, like, TMZ or somebody did it. I don't know. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, she sounds so much better than Ariana. And I was like, did you guys know that Popular is her easiest song to sing? Like, get her out here singing No One Mourns the Wicked, and then we can have a different discussion. Anyway, I thought that whole sequence was so good, like, from, like, the beginning of No One Mourns the Wicked, that whole sequence of, like, you see the hat, and then the flying monkeys, and then you see Dorothy and them, and then it, like, goes into the kids running, and then, like, I mean, I just thought Ariana sounded so, so good in that song, and I'm just impressed by the whole thing, the fact that they were singing live, like, there was too many things I was impressed on, and then I was shaking the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Amanda Seyfried would have been able to do it now. She would have had to do it like 15 years ago.
Yeah. I don't even know how old she is. Let's look it up.
I'm going to guess...
because Ariana's 31 and Cynthia's 37.
Yeah, I'm going to guess she's like 42.
I'm going to guess she's 39. I put Seyfried. Come on, Google. You know what I meant. I do think it's a little... I'm not trying to hate on Cynthia at all. I think it's a little interesting that she's 37. I'm going to say that. Like, I think it's a little interesting they cast a 37-year-old. Because in my head, they're supposed to be, like, 22. I was right. She's 39. Oh. We're one. Me and Amanda Seyfried. It just feels a little old to me. I mean, even Ariana feels a little old to me to playing a 31-year-old trying to depict a 20 to 22-year-old, but I don't really know.
But, like, after the fact. Like, outside of Shiz. Like,
yeah, but Act 2 is only, like, 3 years later. Well, actually, I should say this. There's no clear answer on how long it is from when Act 1 ends to the beginning of Act 2. Like, it's anywhere from, like, 6 months to 5 years. So I'm like, even then, they're only late 20s max. So I don't really know. It's like, basically, it's just, like, enough time for, like, Glinda to become a public figure and Fiyero to become the captain of the guard. Because he becomes the captain of the guard. Spoiler alert. Sorry. After you watch your whole friggin' whiteboard thing. I'm not going to point out what they were wrong about, but the whiteboard lady was wrong about something, and we already talked about that offline, but...
Offline.
I'm very excited for part 2. I'm probably going to watch part 1 once a month once it comes out on streaming.
Yeah.
Where do you think it's going to come out on? I'm thinking Amazon Prime for buy.
Yeah, I was thinking Prime or, like, Paramount. I feel like Paramount gets a lot of big movies.
Yeah, that's true.
But also I don't know if, like, who made this movie versus making other movies that come out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. My guess is Amazon Prime because then people have to pay for it every time. It's like an easy place to put it on that people have to pay for it or rent it. I'm going to buy it, so you guys can all log into my Amazon Prime account and watch it. But my one thing is I'm very curious to see... There's, like, big speculation right now over who's playing Dorothy. People think that they know who it is. People think it's Dove Cameron. People think it's this other girl, that little Irish girl. That was in Matilda.
Excuse me,
That's, like a lot of people. I'm literally going to Google little Irish girl in Matilda.
What the heck are you talking about?
She... Yeah, I didn't know who she was until people were like, Alicia Weir.
Oh.
This girl.
I ain't never seen that girl.
Okay, I haven't ever seen her either until I saw these TikToks. People think that she's playing... she was in the film adaptation of Matilda the Musical. And people think that she is going to play Dorothy because she was at a couple of the... premieres. But, like, Act 2 has already been... Or Part 2 has already been filmed and everything, so... I don't really know. But, I'm just curious to see if they're going to do this thing all over again, the press tour of it all. It just simply can't be as massive.
No.
Like, they could try to make it as massive. They could spend just as much money on it, but I think that, like, for the public digestion of it, I don't think it's going to be as, like, all-consuming. For me personally, it will be, but not for the mass public.
Yeah, I could see them doing the same amount of premieres.
Yeah.
And then, like,
and trying to do the same amount of, like, interviews and brand deals, but I don't know that they'll maybe grab as many.
Yeah.
We'll see. Oh, yeah, that's all I have to say. My take on Alicia Weir, she's got to be 12, so...
Yeah, that girl looked really young.
I would prefer that it's not... I mean, it doesn't matter what I think, because whoever it is has already been chosen and filmed. She's only...
I mean, she's got to be, like...
Okay, well, I can't find an age anywhere.
I feel like whoever it is should be, like, 20 to 25
well, that's
to
how
balance out.
She's 15. So I'm like, it feels really weird that they're going to cast a 15... I do think that Dorothy's supposed to be, like, 14 to 18 years old. Like, she's, like, a young teenager. But, like... I think it'd be really weird to have Cynthia and Ariana, who are 31 and 37, playing 22-year-olds max, and then you have a 15-year-old, a true child. Like, I'm like, I do think it should be Dove Cameron. Like, I do think it should be somebody like that who's, like, in their 20s. So I'm like, I don't know.
Like,
and, okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say. Apparently Stephen Schwartz, who wrote the original music for Wicked, wrote new songs for Act 2. So, like, there's going to be an original song or two in Act 2.
What?
Which I'm very intrigued by.
Weird.
Definitely going to be 3.5 hours.
Yeah, weird.
Anyway, okay, that's all I have to say.
Okay.
Okay. next up, we're doing a little dive into me and Madison's Spotify Wrapped.
Bum, bum, bum.
Mine was funny for a couple reasons. First off, when I was driving home today, I was listening to Midnights and the Tortured Poets Department, and I just love the Tortured Poets Department so much. Like, I like it more than I like Midnights. Which, like, not saying I don't like Midnights. I really liked Midnights when it came out, but I just really love the Tortured Poets Department. Okay, let's just run through our top 5 songs and our top 5 artists. I just have something funny to say about my top song, but my top song is Fortnite by Taylor Swift and Post Malone, which every time I've told somebody that, they've laughed at me. They're like, I don't really like that song. I'm like, okay, well, I do, so clearly. And then Stick Season by Noah Kahan, which I also think is funny because that's like not my favorite song by Noah Kahan, and I feel like I don't really feel like I listen to it that much, which, according to the Toast, there's like some discourse on whether they think that Spotify Wrapped is like actually data. But I'm like, well, then what else are they pulling from, and what's the gain on that? Isn't it more work for them to not just pull straight data? Whatever. My number 3 is So Long London, which makes sense. My number 4 is Down Bad, and I do think that's weird because I don't really like that.
Number 4.
I do like Down Bad, but I like and have listened to other songs more. From what I think. I don't know. I haven't seen the data.
Right.
My number 5 is Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, which I would say I've probably listened to more than Down Bad. And also...
so it's all Tortured Poets?
It's all Tortured Poets in 6th season.
Oh, 6th season. That's funny.
I would think that my number 4 would be Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, and my number 5 would have been I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. I wouldn't think that Down Bad's been on there at all. But I'm also thinking about like times I've just like played a playlist or played a song and that's been on, or like you like Down Bad and like so does like my friend Emily, so like maybe I've just like played it because you guys have asked. I don't really know. But those are my top 5 songs. What are yours?
See, I agree with the Discord about it. Because my top song is Espresso. Which
I kind of think is true. Like, we played Espresso a lot, specifically in your car.
Yes, I did play a lot in the spring, but like that, it was pretty contained to like the spring, early summer. I feel like the last 2 months, I don't know that I've actually sat through the whole song. Yeah. If it's come on, I've probably skipped it. Granted, like any of her other songs on her album, I will listen to. Yeah. But Espresso, now I'm like, okay, I've listened to it too much. Yeah. And it told me I only listened to it like 55 times. I'm like, that not that many. Cannot be true. That's not that many. They told me, this is what I was going to say too. They told me I listened to Fortnite like over 100 times. Yeah. I was in the 0.01%. I was in the top 0.1% of Fortnite listeners, which is just a ridiculous statement. Like, I mean, it's probably true because I guess everybody else hates this song, but I think that's so weird that they said that. Yeah. What's it say? I was in the 0.05% of Espresso listeners, but like it says I only listened to it 58 times. Yeah, that's weird. You know what else is weird about this is that like much. If your top actually, maybe I'll get to that later. Read the rest of your list. 2 was I Can Do It With Broken Heart. 3 was Fortnite. 4 Down Bad. And 5 was 3 Nights by Dominic Fike. Which makes I guess sense. You also like Fortnite then. I guess I'm not alone. Yeah. It also is like the first song on the album. I wish it would say like how many times I listen to each of these. Yeah. I just feel like I don't know. I think that's so weird. Okay, and then here's my other thing. Who are your top artists? Because for me, Noah Kahan is my number 4. So I'm like, well, how is Noah Kahan my number 4 if one of his songs that I don't even feel like I listen to that much is my number 2? Like, I have listened to Maine by Noah Kahan, I feel like way more than I listened to 6th season. I feel like I've listened to Orange Juice a million times. Or like, even like, I don't remember exactly what song is the song with Hozier a million times. So why is 6th season no features on? Like, I just is weird. Anyway, who are your top artists? I mean Taylor Swift, obviously, with 9,661 minutes. But it says I'm only a 0.5%, like top 0.5%. I thought I think I feel like previously it's been way more. Yeah. Oh less, gosh. Smaller percentage. 2 Harry Styles. Which I'm like, intrigued by that. Like, I feel like I listened to a lot more Jude and Lion.
Yeah, I don't feel like this year was a big Harry Styles year for you because he didn't put out an album.
No new music. 3, One Direction, which is
hilarious.
Funny. 4, Lainey, which I have listened to a lot of Lainey this year, so I was kind of expecting to see them.
Yeah.
And then 5, Sabrina.
Yeah. That's just interesting. Sorry, I'm trying to see how many minutes I've listened to Taylor Swift, because she was also my top artist. My longest listening streak to her was 18 days, which is intriguing. I'm in the top 1% of fans, and I spent 6,741 minutes together. My top artists, and I didn't post this, and this is why. My top artists are Taylor Swift. Number 2 is Zach Bryan. That's why I didn't post it. Number 3 is Min's Piano, which is this artist that does she does instrumentals. I mean, I think it's a girl. She does instrumentals of like every song ever. So like she'll literally do like the top 100 songs, and she did like all of Sabrina's albums. She does all of Taylor's albums. She did all of Billy's album, Chappell Roan's album. So like I listen to that at work. Like that's because I like have to play my music out loud because I'm essentially a receptionist. So I always listen to Min's Piano, and she's been on for the past 2 years. So me and her, we like this. Number 4 is Noah Kahan, and number 5 is Hozier, which again, that doesn't make any sense to me, because I probably twice this year I have clicked on Hozier's artist page and pressed shuffle twice. The most I've listened to this man is his song with Noah Kahan that like he's not even really tagged on. So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know who else I would think it is.
Yeah.
Maybe Sabrina. Maybe even Olivia. Like, I just thought that was really weird.
Yeah.
Also, this just goes to show how much we both like the Tortured Poets Department and anybody else who had it on their Wrapped, because it didn't come out until April. So we really only got to listen to it for 6 months, because like it ends in October.
My Spotify Wrapped is weird, though. It, like, doesn't tell me all the things.
What do you mean?
Like...
What doesn't it tell you?
The amount of streams, like, how it says it when you click through. Like, mine doesn't say it.
What do you mean, the amount of streams?
Like, how many times your song played. Like, it's not like a video for me.
Oh, that's weird. Mine's like this whole video.
Yeah, none of it is animated. It's just, like, screenshots.
Oh, that's weird.
I know.
That's really weird.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very intrigued. Also...
I said I'm in the top 2% of listeners worldwide.
Wow. One of my, like, did it do that thing for you where it was, like, December, or not December, but, like, January you listened to this? Yeah. One of mine was, like, Broadway. Like, September, I think it was, like, it basically was, like, you're a theater nerd, sit down. And I was like, okay. And that's the other thing, I'm like, to me, I'm like, I listened to the original Wicked soundtrack way more than I listened to Hozier. Like, first off, I think for every year of my life, I've listened to the original Wicked soundtrack more than I've listened to Hozier. Maybe except my junior year of high school. Like, I'm just like, so why wasn't Steven Schwartz my number 5 or Idina Menzel? Like, why weren't these people in my top 5, but Hozier was? I love Hozier. No hate. I just, again, the discourse.
Yeah. It says February was Coastal Grandmother's slow dance oldies phase.
LOL. Oh, gosh. Sorry.
Beach Boys, Billy Joel, and Elton John. April was my Pink Pilates Princess Strut Pop season.
LOL.
With Taylor Swift, Sabrina, and Harry Styles. And then October was Golden Hour Alt-Z Indie Pop moment with Lainey, Maggie Rogers, and Bleachers.
I'm so dead. Hold on. See, also, but because mine is like a video, now I have to like wait through all of it. Okay, let's see. Mine says April was... Let's see what it was. Pumpkin Spice Strut Pop phase. Taylor Swift, Sabrina, Beyonce. Makes sense.
What?
I don't, the title doesn't make sense, but September, I think this was my theater nerd era. Come on. Royal Core Soft Piano Instrumental Pop. You listen to Min's Piano, Key Renedy, and Huang Starine. Okay. I'm sure I did. And then October. Come on. Come on, you little video. Theatrical West End musicals. Steven Schwartz, Hugh Jackman, Lily James.
So not Broadway. It's saying West End. see a cultured.
Yes, so cultured. But yeah, I'm just
So
like,
European.
I just listened to Steven Schwartz way more than I listened to Hosier. So I'd like to see the data Spotify. I'd like you to, just like John M. Chu address the rumors about the lighting, I'd like Spotify to address the rumors about the data. Oh.
Get that back.
Noah Khan's video was funny. I saw it on somebody's TikTok.
Hey guys, it's Noah Khan. If you're listening to this message, it's because you went through something traumatic this year and decided to listen to my music. I really appreciate it. Obviously, sorry for whatever it is you're going through. If you're an emotionally stable person, you're listening, I would consider listening to something else. But it means the world every year to see so many people listen to my music in all seriousness. My music is for everybody, and I appreciate everybody listening to it. It means the world. I'm always blown away. Hey guys, it's Noah.
I felt like it was longer on TikTok, but maybe it got cut off. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, his was funny. But yeah, that's our Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
I listened to like 25,000 minutes of podcasts or something crazy like that.
It didn't tell me that.
Yeah, mine tells me a podcast one, but maybe you don't listen to enough.
I mean, it told me my top podcasts.
It didn't tell me how many minutes.
When did it tell you?
In the video. 25,871 minutes of podcasts.
Okay, I'm gonna go look at my settings and see.
Who are your top podcasts?
Hold on.
It also said way to quench your thirst for knowledge. I'm not gaining knowledge off these podcasts, let me tell you that. I'm in the top 0.5% of society and culture listeners, podcast listeners, so yep. Mine, sadly, one of my top 5 podcasts, actually 3 of my top 5 podcasts are ending this year, or have already ended.
It won't tell. I don't play videos.
My number 1 is Chicks in the Office. If Chicks in the Office ever ended their podcast, I don't know what I would do. Number 2 is Plan Brie. They just announced that they're ending. BFFs just announced that they're like doing a rebrand. Number 4 is Gals on the Go. And number 5 is One Thing About Us, and they already ended their podcast. So tough year for me, I guess. Good thing I found the toast.
Mine's That's the Point with Kristen Jones, who I love, and her bestie, John Volk. 2 is Therapist with Jake Shane. I love him. 3 is On Fire with Jeff Probst.
I'm kind of surprised at actually, I kind of slacked on listening to On Fire this year. Last year, I listened to it a lot.
4 is Chicks in the Office, and 5 is Jellyfish Radio, which is Lainey's.
It's kind of crazy to me that Chicks in the Office is on your list when you only go in there to listen to trivia.
Yeah.
But that's funny. Yeah, I'm assuming that next year it will be on there since Plan Brie won't be, and I don't know if I'm gonna like the BFFs rebrand. But I'll probably still like listen to it. Somebody on Gals on the Go, actually, they were talking about how like they have like different tiers of like podcasts. Like you have like your A tier podcast, like you're gonna listen to that every single week, every time it comes out. And I'm like, for me, that's like Chicks in the Office. That was One Thing About Us. It was BFFs. It still is BFFs until they end, I guess, or rebrand. And then like my B tier was like Plan Brie. I would listen to it if like every once in a while. And then I guess I listened to it more this year. And like Gals on the Go was like probably B tier for me. I'm like, I'll listen to it if I like the thing. And then if you're like, I don't know, they were like saying that, and I thought that was funny. So yeah, that was Spotify Wrapped. Lastly, the Dancing with the Stars finale happened Thanksgiving week.
Yeah. While we were apart.
Yeah, while we were apart. I'm going to say it. I don't think that they should put as many people in the final as they do. The finale.
Oh, yeah.
Finale.
Yeah, they just make it so that it's a longer episode.
Yeah, and I just, like, I'm not really into that because they have a longer episode and they still have filler stuff. So I'm like, just play your filler stuff, I guess. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't need to see 5 people in the finale.
Yeah. Like,
that's just, like, overkill.
Yeah, it should only ever be 3.
Yeah. That's what I have to say. I think that I think the standings were exactly what I wanted it to be. I'm glad that Danny got 5th. And I'm going to say it, and people are probably going to get pissed at me, and I don't really care. I'm glad that Chandler got 4th because, and it makes sense to me because Chandler doesn't have like a social, or like, she's not as popular as Steven, Alona, and Joey are right now. Like, she's just not. And it just pisses me off when people who are dancers go on the show. Like, it just pisses me off.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of people saying that.
And people are going to yell at me and they're going to be like, ballroom's different. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it. I get that ballroom is different. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they like what am I trying to say? The judges like hounded on Steven all year because he had no musicality. I barely know what musicality is, but I can tell you Chandler already has it because she's a dancer. Like, same with Charli D'Amelio. Same with, like, I don't know, like
Jordan Fisher.
Yes, like all these people, I'm like, well, yeah, of course. If they weren't at the finale, then I'm like, then I'd honestly be more surprised. I'm just like, well, yeah, of course they're in finale. And of course they do great every week because they already know how to pick this stuff up. So I don't know. That's my beef with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were like upset with people saying like, oh, don't put dancers on the show. And then they were like, well, where were you when X, Y, and Z was on the show and they got second or they got first?
I was still mad.
Like, why did you vote for them? I'm like, I didn't.
Yeah, first off, let's back up. I didn't.
When Charli was on the show, we were like, it feels kind of weird that there's a dancer on it.
The only reason I was like,
and Gabby Wendy was a cheerleader.
Yeah, she was a Broncos cheerleader. I'm like, yeah, of course she knows how to count music. She was a Broncos cheerleader. She was literally a paid dancer. Yeah. I'm like, that's the only reason I don't really feel bad that Charli won, because that was the only other thing. Even Shangela is in drag. Like, they dance.
Yeah, like Charli's currently on Broadway.
Yeah. Of course she won Dancing with the Stars. She's on Broadway. Like, I could win Dancing with the Stars if I was on Broadway. Like, if you picked up any Broadway dancer right now, I'm sure they'd win too. Yeah. Well, probably not, because they don't have as much following. If they had 50 million, 100 million TikTok followers.
Yeah.
It's just like actually crazy to me, and I'm like, we've got to stop that.
It's just like yes, it's fun to see good dances, but it's more fun to see people
improve.
Start off like Joey and Danny and
Alona
didn't have dance experience and then ended up being really fun. Yeah,
exactly. And that's how I feel. I think that's why anyway, and then Steven and Riley got third, which I was great with, because I was like, yeah, you're pretty popular right now, and like you had a really good partnership, you really leaned into it, and I do think that he got better. And their freestyle was awesome. Like I'm still rewatching it.
Yeah.
The only person's freestyle that I like more than theirs is Shangela's.
Yeah.
And
that is iconic.
And then Alona got second and Joey got first, and I was like, yep, that checks out to me. You probably could have interchanged Alona and Steven, and I probably would have felt fine with it too, but it was really fun that Alona and Alan like got to like be up there for the like, I don't know, to be second. I don't know, that's just like cool. So yeah, I don't know. Steven's co-hosting the tour, which I think is really interesting. Like, he's not like on it like they said, he's co-hosting it. So I'm like interested to see like what that means, because I don't know that they've done that before.
I feel like they have.
They probably have, and I just don't know. I've never once paid attention to the tour in my life.
Yeah.
Also, I'm like sad because it's not gonna be on for like another year. But then people were saying that like when it was on twice a year, people were like, it's too much. So I'm like,
really draw it out.
Yeah.
They should have a couple double eliminations, and then the finale should just be 3 couples.
I should never, ever, 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 ever watch a episode of a reality game show. And I'm going to include this as a game show. I'm going to include Survivor as a game show. I'm going to include The Bachelor, Bachelorette as anything where people get eliminated. I should never watch an episode and no one go home. Like, I am morally and theologically against that. Like, I'm just like, why would you sit me through an episode of The Bachelorette not to have a rose ceremony? Why would you sit me through an episode of Dancing with the Stars for no one to go home? I don't. Jeff Probst would never let that happen. He'd never let that happen.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Joey won. I love him so much. Him and Jenna are so cute. It was really cute that Val and Sochi got to give it to Jenna and Josie. Like, that was Josie.
Oh.
Joey. That was really cute. So
yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Any other thoughts in the finale? Or your life?
I liked that Ezra and Anna. That would be.
LOL.
We got to come back. I love Ezra.
I love Ezra.
I hope he stays a pro. And that some of the older pros skedaddle.
I think.
Gleb.
Gleb.
Gleb's in his 40s.
I think that.
With daughters, multiple.
They live in Hong Kong. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Full time.
Multiple.
I think that because of all the attention that Ezra has gotten this year, he will get a good partner. Like, it's kind of the same thing that happened with Riley last year. Like, she got so much attention with Harry, but he, like, literally sucked, like, as a dancer and as a person. Yeah. And they, like, didn't make it very far. And then... But they were getting a lot of attention on social media, and then Dancing with the Stars gave her a really good partner this time. So I think that probably the same thing will happen with Ezra. And you know what? I'm also going to say this. If they give Emma or Britt one more...
I know.
I'm going to say it. Old ass man. I'm gonna call someone. Like, I'm just like, can you, like, give them a fighting chance,
but Britt
please,
got
God?
Her now fiance.
Okay, well, that doesn't mean...
She's had a good one in recent years.
Emma has it. Okay, fine. I can excuse Britt.
I can't remember who Emma's had.
Girl.
Other than this year, Reggie.
No, Emma had an old person last year, too. I'm just gonna look it up. Emma Dancing with the Stars partners. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the injustice. And somebody on social media was like, well, it's because, okay, I need an article with photos because I don't know who these people are.
Oh, she had that scary guy.
Yeah, they're all scary.
No. He looked like a Ken doll.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
I don't remember his name.
Somebody on TikTok was saying it's because of her involvement with the tour. I don't know what she does with the tour that the other people don't. Like, is she in charge?
It last year, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay.
She made it, I'm pretty sure.
What do you mean she made it? Like,
she had the... I don't know. She, created the different sketches and whatever.
Mauricio Umansky. Mm-hmm. Who is that?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
Okay, I guess he's not super old, but...
Oh, yeah, Mauricio.
He looks like the Tinder swindler. He's 54, so that's old enough for me to be counted as a nar.
He's, on...
Oh, she did have Trevor Donovan. Okay, fine.
Is that who I'm talking about?
Well, maybe he is old. No, he's only 44.
Yeah.
He does look a little...
They did, a Ken and Barbie thing.
And I guess before she had Jimmy Allen, and he was okay. Okay, fine, but I'm just, sick of it. I'm just sick of it.
She just has mid people.
Yeah, they're so, and yeah.
And Danny. Give Danny an average dude.
Who's Danny?
Danielle.
Oh. Yeah, stop giving her tall people, bro. Give her a break. She's tired. She's
just such a great choreographer that she can do such cool things. Just give her...
they thought they were recreating the Amon.
Yeah, but...
And they weren't. You can't do that.
No. Dwight can't dance.
No, and that's okay. That's okay. He has many other talents. But you know what? I'm glad that he was on it. Because this is the whole point of the show, is people like Dwight. Yeah, he was fun to watch. Dwight, Joey, Alona, Steven, they're all the point of the show, all those people. Mm-hmm. So, that's that. And I am eagerly awaiting the next season. Mm-hmm. So. I kind of want them to do... another, All-Stars. That would be fun. Second Chance. Some fun theme. I wish they would do more of those. I also wish Survivor would do more of those, but... We're getting that soon. For 50. Yeah, we're on 47 right now. Yeah, I'm tired. Okay. Well, on that note, we'll see you guys next Monday. Maybe.